That Note with Parker Whirling.
And also, after we're done talking about the album, you don't have to like keep it in your lap. You can just set it on the floor. I've had people be like, well, all right. And they just keep it on their lap the whole time. I'm like,
now it's my emotional support.
Yeah.
yeah.
They start petting it.
Yeah, I feel like I need to hug something.
Right. I should have a little pillow, like on that note.
Like a
support
therapy.
pillow. Yeah, that would be awesome.
My therapists do have like the weighted pillows, like the stuffed
No
animals
way.
that you hug. Yeah. It's awesome. One's a turtle.
I have a weighted blanket and I have to sleep with that like every night just because there's something about feeling completely like swallowed up by it that is very comforting for me.
My mom does that too, and I can't get behind it. It makes me so claustrophobic.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. My dad thought he would be the same way, that if he got a weighted blanket, he would feel like trapped.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that mentality, but I don't know. Something about it feels so like comforting to me.
It's supposed to keep you still while you sleep.
That makes sense.
I need that probably, actually. I sleep with a heated blanket.
Okay. Yeah, see, a heated blanket is nice.
I mean,
at this point of the year, August, maybe not as much, so.
I crank. My AC stays on 69, and then I have a fan going full blasts, and then I have my...
Okay, so you're like assaulting your body with different weather scenarios. That's the only way you can sleep.
The fascinating podcast episode. We're talking about our sleep.
Yeah, we're starting off strong here on that note with Siichaq here in Atlanta. Thank you for joining me for an awesome episode. I'm excited to talk about your new album, Catcher, which came out about 3 weeks ago, August 8th, as we're recording this episode. Excited to get into that, amongst many other things. But why don't we start out with the record that you picked from my record collection here. Tell us what it is.
First of all, thank you so much for having me.
Of
it's
course.
Very cool of you to invite me on. I picked Lonerism. I'll show the camera. I picked Lonerism by Tame Impala. Do I just tell why it's important?
Yeah. I mean, there's a good amount of records you could have picked. Why did this one stick out for you? You called it Old Faithful.
This is Old Faithful. I started listening to Tame Impala, I think in like 2015. And it was actually a cover of Vital Signs on YouTube that I first found and thought it was their song. It's not. But Lonerism, I think, touches on a lot of themes that I also talk about in my music. Obviously, it's kind of about being lonely and feeling like you're watching life sort of from like the outskirts. And that really spoke to me, still speaks to me in a lot of ways. And then I went to Desert Days in California to see him play Lonerism front to back.
Whoa.
Yeah.
When was that?
2023 maybe?
Oh, okay.
2022. Yeah, it was a while ago for the 10-year anniversary.
Right.
And I traveled all the way from Florida to go see it and waited, I'm not even going to say how many hours, to be on barricade for it.
Oh my God.
This album like changed my life and got me through some really rough moments.
Some dark days.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yes. But yeah, I love this record.
Do you have a favorite song, one that speaks to you the most?
Why Won't They Talk to Me? That, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a banger. That's
Yeah.
a banger. But, oh, God, it's like soul crushing too.
Yes, it is. I remember hearing that one for the first time and being like, oh, wow, this like really sets the scene for high school me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think everyone feels that to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's heightened when you care about things that maybe kids your age don't care about, like being really into music, not having a community that was also really into music. It can be isolating because you're just not relatable to anybody. It's like, I'm so excited about this thing, but I have no one to talk to about it.
Yeah. And even if you can relate to people or they can relate to you, it might be with something that's not as important to you. So it almost feels like you're like edging social connection because you're never quite getting, you're like, oh, do you know Tame Impala? And they're like, oh no, who's that? And then you see their eyes glaze over. I mean, nowadays everybody knows Tame Impala, but I remember around 2015, which is when I started listening to them as well. They were still a little more underground. But yeah, just being able to like connect with people as you get older, as hard as it can be, I feel like to connect with people as you get older, you at least know a little bit more about what that real connection is, and I think you value it a little bit more.
Oh, for sure. It just becomes more profound as you like solidify your identity, and then you can connect with people who know you for you and not the you that's like scrambling to piece together personality, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is how I've felt for like forever. But now I'm like, okay, I'm settling into myself.
Right.
Now I'm friends basically with all musicians. I have like 3 non-musician friends.
Yeah.
But it's just hard to connect with people when they don't understand that like passion, I guess.
Totally.
But yeah, this album is so good. Everyone knows that already. I did not pick some underground
I love
album
it.
here.
That's the thing. It's I'm always interested to see what people's process is when they are looking through all those albums, because there are things that are classics. There's Wilco, there's a bunch of Beatles albums you could pick from, some Stones, and then Tame Impala, right? There's the top tier for anybody, any kind of music, and then there's a little more underground. So I'm always just curious to see what people end up picking. And I don't think many people have honestly picked Lonerism, maybe for the reason you're saying, is like it seems like it's too classic, but they are classic for a reason.
I agree. I think it's okay for people to like popular things.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's actually way cooler to like popular things because it's like, wait, am I allowed to swear on this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Totally.
Because it's like, fuck it. Yeah, it's good.
Right.
And
not everybody needs to be a contrarian.
Exactly. Thank you.
There was a time where that was like I don't know, maybe some people are still like that, but I remember there being like an era where being the contrarian was like a symbol of status, almost like, oh yeah, it was cool to be like, pop is lame. And now like nobody that I know really has that mentality, and like the same people who will listen to some really like underground weird shit like noise rock or whatever, and then they're like, oh, and the new Sabrina Carpenter is awesome. I'm like, yeah, that's the world we live in now.
Yeah, I still have my moments.
Yeah,
I get real pretentious about music real fast.
Yeah,
but it's because I love it, and I feel like I'm also really susceptible to influence. So what I listen to bleeds into what I make. So I have to be really choosy about what I listen to. Otherwise, I'm going to start making Sabrina Carpenter music. Like
stomp and holler.
Yeah. But I'm trying to like get that out of my system a little bit, because I'm like, okay, it's okay to just like what people like. And I it's been a learning curve since being in high school and being like, I only listen to like cool stuff. It's like,
right.
that's so fucking lame.
Yeah.
Like, that's so lame. Just like what you like.
Absolutely. And you mentioned, I don't want to get into the album, but you already mentioned, community and a musical community, and finding that maybe a little bit later. What was that process like for you? How did that start, and how do you feel like finding that musical community has influenced maybe the way you make music?
Well, it was kind of a crazy like stroke of luck that I found a community of like musicians, because I did online school starting in 7th grade, and I guess it happened because I started listening to local bands like just on streaming platforms, and then I was like, oh, okay, well, they're like playing live. I should just go see them. But I couldn't drive. So my mom dropped me off to see a band called Phase Wave in Jacksonville, Florida, who I'm still friends with now. They're awesome. But I saw them play and loved it. And they, I guess, were recording at the same studio that I was recording at, which is probably how I found out about them. And then talked to them after the show and then kept going to shows. And I was like, okay, I want to start a band because this is like so fun to observe. It's got to be more fun to do. And I had been doing like solo stuff, but I hated it because I'm just too like nervous on stage by myself.
Mm-hmm.
So my doctor is, this is so weird. My doctor at the time was best friends with my mom, and she had a son that was around my age and who drummed. And she was,
whoa,
yeah,
that's an interesting connection.
so strange. But
Yeah.
she was like, let me give you my son's number, and like maybe you guys can start a band. And I was like, this kid is probably gonna be so lame. Like,
Right. Yeah.
my doctor's son, whatever.
Yeah.
But he ended up being so like cool, and we started a band called Hensley. And like he had other musical friends that went to his high school. And so we just kind of slowly gathered people,
Mm-hmm.
and then started playing shows and started playing with Phase Wave, which was crazy to me because I was like such a little fangirl of them. And that was kind of how I got integrated into the Jacksonville scene. And then just like through that, like Phase Wave introduced me to people, and we'd meet other bands that we played with, and it like the web just kind of kept expanding.
Mm-hmm.
And then moving up here, that has been a totally like welcoming, very like warm community to integrate into. And there's also so many people from Florida here.
Yeah. Not that far away.
Yeah. So I've like reconnected with Florida people in Atlanta, and then we've become like bandmates, and now obviously the network has expanded
Right.
to Atlanta people also.
And when did you move to Atlanta?
I moved last September.
Oh.
So almost a year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but
Wow.
I'm like a newbie.
Still pretty fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's changed the way I make music a lot. Like, there's something to learn from everybody, even if you're doing a totally different genre. And I'm not a great instrumentalist. I'm not really a great singer.
I feel this so hard.
Yeah.
I can do just enough to get by.
Exactly. That's all I care to do,
Right.
by the way. I don't want to
Yeah.
be...
The aspirations don't go much higher than that.
I don't want to be, like, ripping a guitar solo. But being able to work with people whose, like, technical ability is just so much higher than mine, it, like, really kind of expanded the world of possibility, I guess, for what, like, Siichaq is. Like, I couldn't have done Catcher on my own.
Mm-hmm.
There's no possible way. So it's really like reshaped kind of the sonic identity, I guess, of Siichaq,
Yeah.
which has been really cool.
So when you were making this album, Catcher, you had a group of people kind of helping out, collaborating with you. What was that like, working with different people, balancing different ideas from everyone? What did people have, like, certain specific roles they were filling? Was everybody kind of doing a little bit of everything? Like, how did it work? What was the daily process like while you guys were recording?
It was really fun, but also challenging for me. Like, I think mentally and emotionally, because I had done the band thing where it was like totally collaborative, and then that kind of didn't go great, and I was like, okay, I just want to do a solo thing. But I worked with Ben Wolkin and Evan Dangerfield at Hummingbird Recordings, and they initially kind of were just planning to do engineering stuff and not really take on like additional roles, I think. But they got very quickly like very invested in Siichaq and in the music, which was so like generous of them to begin with, because they all are very talented in their own regard and have like better things to do. So when they kind of stepped in to start producing, I was like, okay, I trust that they have like Siichaq's well-being in mind, and like they have the best intentions. And Ben is in Lunar Vacation, who
cool.
Yeah, I in high school loved. I still do, obviously. I still do, but now they're my friends, so I feel weird being like, I love Lunar Vacation. But I love them. And so I was like, Ben clearly knows what he's doing, and Ben trusts Evan, and Evan is cool as shit. So I'm just gonna like give in to the process and like try to go with the flow, which is not my strong suit.
Going with the flow.
I'm the flow, and everything else goes with me normally, with music at least. But it became like an exercise in trust, and sort of relinquishing my like very strong grip on my creative vision and whatever. And then Ben got like Maggie Giesland, who is also in Lunar. He basically recruited all of Lunar Vacation to do the actual like instrumentation, plus Rand Kelly from The Slaps, who like really was very invested and present for like all of Catcher. And I just knew that they were all incredible musicians and better musicians than me. So I was like, all right, I'm letting go. Like, they gave me veto power, obviously, where I could be like, whoa, we're getting a little off track here.
Too crazy right now.
Yeah, let's reel it in. But I didn't really ever have to do that. Like, they had visions for the music that really, without even having to like say it, were just in line with what I pictured. And it felt very like we were just all in sync. And so every day looked totally different, because it would be like, okay, we're like starting this song. Oh, we need someone to like write a guitar part. Let's call Rand, or let's get Maggie like to come over and do banjo. Or it was like, let's throw everything at the wall kind of and get everybody involved and just see what happens. And it was such a new thing, I think, for me. But I loved it. And like, I have such positive memories of those recording days, because it was a real like community effort. And I felt so supported, which was really nice, because doing stuff alone can get you get stuck in kind of a obsessive like this isn't good enough, I can't do this.
You can get in a feedback loop of either thoughts like that, or even just hearing the same song a million times. You're like, where is this even good anymore? And it's nice to have people around you who you respect and admire to be like, yeah, this is great, because they're not so close to something. They don't have, I mean, they're invested in it in a way, but they're not necessarily like, it's not their story, it's not their song. So they can just be a fan, whereas maybe you're a little bit more harsh on it at times, because you're not quite sure where to go with it, and having those people to bounce ideas off of can be incredibly helpful.
Definitely. Or having someone to just be like, we've listened to this too much today. We're
Right.
gonna like move on.
Mhm.
Because I don't do that. I'll sit there 12 hours, headphones on,
Yeah.
like shaking. I'm like, oh, this is terrible. Like, what have I done? I ruined the whole thing.
Right.
And
The gentle hand on the shoulder, like, we should go to bed.
Yeah. And having hours, like, okay, we're doing it from like 11 to 11, and
Right.
then we're done.
Mm-hmm.
That's good for me. It's like, okay, leave work at the studio, go home, reset your brain, watch a YouTube essay, a video essay.
Yes, a video essay.
I love that shit.
Wow, let's go. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your favorite video essays? Let's do a quick detour.
Okay, I'm going to shout out this channel. I can't stop talking about this channel. And actually, Cannibal off of Catcher is because
It's one of my favorites, by the way.
Thank
Cannibal.
you.
Yeah, I love that song.
it almost didn't make it on the record.
Whoa.
It felt too pop to me.
Okay.
And I
Well,
didn't
I
like-
see that because I'm like, it's the most immediately like, oh, this is so like catchy.
Yeah. I didn't want catchy. I was like,
Not on Catcher. No.
no. But it's a channel called Horses.
Okay.
And he makes, they're like pretty dark. They can get kind of dark,
Okay.
but really informative and like really well edited and nuanced and like just thoughtful. Like it's clear that the guy who makes them is really passionate about it. And there's a video on cannibalism. I think it's called, or at the time it was called like how many calories are in the human body or something. It's like, it's freaky shit for real.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But they have some about, he has posts about like CIA, like illegal torture tactics, which is crazy.
Right.
Or like people, what is it, Dyatlov Pass? Like where all the hikers went missing, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's
I've heard of
all
that.
a little morbid, but it's
Okay.
really good. Are you a video essay guy?
Oh yeah, I'll go down some rabbit holes. I guess I don't know. When I think of a rabbit hole, I think of like exactly what you just said, going down like CIA like torture tactics, things like that, like dark stuff, which I will go down, but I feel like lately it's been a lot of like like fashion videos. Like there's do you know, it's like GSV New York street interviews. I don't know. It's just these like two ladies who pick random people that they see on the street and they're like, what are you wearing today? And then they just talk about what they're wearing, and it's literally as simple as that, and it's like 3 minutes per person. And I don't know, it's just, it gives me like inspiration for what works. And like this girl Ash Callahan, I don't know if you know who she is. She just popped up on my YouTube, and she's like this British girl who's probably like our age but looks like a librarian, and like will just like she's like kind of cunty. Like she'll like absolutely trash like certain trends, but she does it with math. It's really interesting. She like will like do this formula. You're like, this is why these type of jeans don't look good on you because of blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, damn, call these people out.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
someone who knows what they like.
Yeah.
I think it's okay to have strong opinions.
Yeah,
About things.
And she does, because there's a lot of videos where I would watch them and they're like, of course the end all be all thing is like, be yourself, do this, right? But she will still believe in that. But it's nice to hear people like be like, no, that looks bad on you, that looks bad, like just straight up. It's nice to see people have those strong opinions still.
Yeah, I love it in music too.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a difference between having a strong opinion and then just being a hater. But
Yeah.
if you're into something, if you're into music, if you're into fashion, it's inevitable that you're gonna form strong opinions because you're so in it. But I want to check out this this
Yeah,
fashion gal, because that sounds so fun.
I'll show you. I'll find a link and send her over to you because I think you would like it. Yeah,
Please do.
she's funny. Do you have any strong opinions musically? Anything that comes to mind? Or like, I won't do that, or this is corny, or this is cool.
I do have lots of strong opinions. I try really hard to accept anything that like any music that feels like whoever made it did it with like a very genuine sort of intention. Like if the music feels authentic to the person who made it, I can excuse a lot. Like maybe I won't listen to it all the time, but I can get behind it. I can be like, this person did this and they clearly love it and their heart's in it, and maybe it's not my taste. But like when I listen to music that feels maybe a bit soulless, or like I think about mass-produced pop music, the shit they play in Goodwill when you're like trying to when you're just trying to buy a shirt. That kind of music is so grating to me, and I'm sure that you have this experience also, because I think most musicians do. But if I'm being subjected against my will to really terrible music that I can't change, I'm like pissed the fuck off.
Yeah.
Like I'm pissed. And it ruins my mood because I have such a visceral reaction to the like, just like, it's like plastic pop. It's like you knock on it and it's hollow. There's no heart in it.
Yeah.
And it's,
And to be trapped in that is suffocating.
Yeah, it feels like I'm being like waterboarded.
Yeah.
But it's how I feel. God, I'm gonna.
Let's go.
Country, new country.
Yeah.
New country.
A lot of people are bringing up the pitchforks just for a moment there.
You know, I'll take the heat. like
Someone's got to say it.
Like Morgan Wallen or something, or like I don't know, like country music where it's like you're writing a song about driving a tractor from a fucking private plane.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't, and you can tell. You can tell. I don't know how, but it's very apparent.
Yeah,
when,
it's like the smell test. Like something just doesn't smell right, and you can tell.
It's off. This is expired, babe. Throw it out. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
And I also like. I just don't like mass-produced music, or the like music that feels really like industry minded or something, where it's like you're not taking a risk, you're feeding into what's currently popular, and you're doing it to amass popularity, money, recognition, whatever, you know.
Right. It feels cookie cutter.
Yeah.
What you said about taking risks, I think, is my strong musical opinion in terms of like what I think is cool is when I can hear that the artist is in the studio being like, let's do this fucking weird thing and let's commit to it. And to me, that is one of the coolest things you can do, is take a risk in your song, because you can tell when it feels too like, I don't know, like the edges are too clean cut.
Yeah.
And they didn't, do something weird and go with it. Like it feels like it was planned a little too much.
I agree. I think it's I don't want to sound mean.
You're good.
It's like, it's not art if you're not expressing something about yourself. And if you're just doing the prescribed thing, that's not like, you're not putting a part of yourself in it. You're doing what is like easy. Oh, Now I feel real pretentious.
drop.
I feel
No,
really bad.
no.
I just
This is what this is for. You're not offending anybody here. If someone's offended by it, then they probably are doing that. You know, they probably, and they know it deep down. Because I think most people know, or at least believe that they are doing the right thing when it comes to like what they're making and putting out. But if you feel hurt by that, maybe there's a part of you that knows you're not putting yourself out there in the best way possible.
Thank you for validating these feelings.
Yeah. That's what this is all about.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
No, you're so right. But I did want to ask a couple questions about your album, just because I was listening to it this morning again, and I'm like, man, every song is so good, and it also hits a lot of different vibes throughout. I love the opener. It just feels like it's immediately sets the tone for the entire record. And then it goes from like what I'm assuming is the Catcher in the Rye song, straight into like the horse, what is it called? Horse and the Heretic. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? And then it goes to Cannibal, which is like my favorite. So I guess my question is, what was the selection process like for all of these songs? Like you said, Cannibal almost didn't make it. Was there anything else did anything feel like this has to be in it? Like this is setting the tone for everything? Like what was the vision for the album in terms of what you wanted? Was there a song that maybe shaped that? Sorry, that was like 9 questions.
No, this is such a relevant question to this album, but this is also going to be a long answer.
That's cool.
Because it was a really, like, this album evolved a ton. Originally, it was going to be half, like, folky noise, just, like, more acoustic-leaning stuff, and then the other half was going to be, like, garage punk, basically. I had written a pretty like even split of heavier, more like in your face music, and then also pop, folk stuff. And I really liked the idea of doing like A-side, B-side, where the vibe, there's just a hard switch right in the middle of the album. Because ultimately I've always like wanted to make heavy music. It just hasn't really panned out. And it was Ben and Evan saying, let's just split these into 2, because I was still writing while like we were tracking the record, because there would be like weeks and months in between the sessions. And so I'd come in with a new song and they'd be like, this has to go on the album. And I would be like, this is very like chill, and I don't want to be chill.
Yeah.
So they were like, okay, let's split it up. And I was like, well, that means I need more chill music to fill out this album. And I think the song that really set the tone is the opener, A Couple Bad People. Because we did...
I love that lyric, too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That one, I was like, it's rare that I'm super hype on something that I make.
Right.
But I wrote that and I was like, wait. Let it cook. I might have just did something there. And I really liked the idea of having a male vocal on it, because I had written it and I was like, this has the potential to be a little like freakier. I don't know how to get there on my own. And so Ben was like, well, let's call Rand. And so Rand, it was my first time meeting him. He came over and did the vocals.
Whoa.
Or maybe he did a guitar part or something first. And then, but yeah, that really kind of shaped the album, because it was sort of, it was proof to me that like I could make folky, like chiller music and still really love it. And that was sort of when I was like, okay, I'm in it. We can do a folky, poppy record, and I will be happy with that. But we did I Keep Getting Sicker first, and I was terrified going into that one. Like working with Ben for the first time, and it was just me and Ben doing that one. Evan was, I think, working and couldn't make it, but there's this like jangly, detuned guitar in the chorus that like, I think that sound, that guitar alone also really got the ball rolling in terms of like, let's make this a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I love, some weirdo
Yeah.
shit in a song. So that was also kind of a defining thing of like, how can we add something maybe unconventional to everything while still making it fit into the same world, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But the Horse and the Heretic, that song is insane.
It's crazy, yeah.
And it kind of comes out of nowhere.
I love it. It's almost like as a listener, it feels like everything you've held back most of the whole album, like that insane raw emotion just like unleashed in like a minute and a half or however long it is. And then it's like, okay, we can go back to a little more chill, but there's still like always an eeriness to every song. Nothing is like, I know you said Cannibal is a little bit poppy, and maybe like in its bones, to me it feels that way, but everything does have this kind of alternative like indie aesthetic to it that I feel like really is also present the whole time, which is nice, but everything does sound different too.
Yeah, I didn't want to make like a happy song, really. That sounds crazy and depressing.
That's okay.
But like, I didn't feel good when I was writing the album. It's like, I think it's apparent kind of in the lyrics, but also in that eeriness, the sort of like unsettling undercurrent almost that like runs through the whole thing. I needed the songs to feel honest to my like mental state at the time of writing it. So that was like a very intentional thing of, yeah, let's like, we can have a pop moment with I Keep Getting Sicker or Cannibal, but let's like find a way to still put it in this universe that is kind of defined by an overarching sense of doom a little bit.
Yeah.
Like dystopian folk pop.
Right.
Like, I don't know how to describe it, but
That's pretty good though.
yeah.
Dystopian folk pop, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I am happy that like that comes across to a listener. So thanks for saying that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And then do you have any advice for someone who wants to make an album, never has, feels like it's too daunting, maybe even has never recorded a song, or they're too scared to write into their notebook like what they're actually thinking? Like, what would be some advice you'd give someone like that?
That's tough. I think where I have always started when it comes to like writing anything is just journaling, which I've been doing for as long as I can remember, pretty much. 'Cause you have to sort of organize your thoughts to an extent to figure out what is important to you to talk about, or at least to just get an understanding of your like emotional landscape, I guess. So I'd say just start journaling, and then it depends. Like sometimes I start with a core concept and I build the lyrics around that concept. Or sometimes I'll be writing just for like pleasure and I write something and I think, oh, that could be a great song lyric. So kind of like cherry picking from just personal writing and then crafting music around that. That's at least how I operate when I really want to make something that feels true to me and like poignant in my life. And then in terms of like having to actually go and write an album, I didn't do it the way that I think people should do it.
Yeah.
I put an incredible amount of stress on making everything perfect. I had a really, really slim like vision for what I wanted it to be in the end. And it took other people's involvement to snap me out of that and to show me that this could be an enjoyable process. And I didn't have to make it fit a narrow like sort of vision. And I would say that the best thing that you can do is write what comes naturally. Don't think about like the end product, and allow yourself to just kind of do whatever comes on its own. Don't force any of it. And also don't freak out about it. Like, it feels like the world is ending sometimes when you're trying to make an album and you're like, this shit sucks. The world is not ending. You're writing songs. Like, it's okay to just give yourself some grace. Be compassionate with yourself. That is ultimately my very best advice. Have compassion for yourself.
Be compassionate. Yeah. Self-compassion.
Yeah. Don't be your own worst hater. There will be plenty of other haters. You
They're
have
out
to,
there.
Yeah, exactly. They'll find you. Don't worry. You don't need to do it. Like, they've got your bases covered. Just make what you like and give yourself a break if you start to go insane. I went insane basically the whole time I was making Catcher. I'm still going insane. So
Right. Yeah.
Maybe that's my natural.
Really a constant state of mind. No, that's awesome advice. It's supposed to be fun. When you're doing something that you love, it's like you might as well have fun doing it. Like, it's going to be stressful whether you're putting on the best mindset or not. So you might as well choose to do your end of it. That's not always, it's always easier said than done, but sometimes if you can just, take a deep breath, let go of some of that anxiety and try to just stay present, you'll end up enjoying the process a little bit more, hopefully.
Do you ever, like, when you're writing and recording, do you record yourself?
I used to back in the day. Now I usually use producers to help me get there.
Okay. Yeah. Do you ever get moments where you can like feel that you're starting to be too hard on yourself and have to like reel it in a little bit? Or have you figured out how to just be like clear-minded, like, this is fun, this is what I want to do?
Yeah, I think that comes in when I'm really trying to figure out lyrics. I think lyrics are the most difficult thing for me to feel 100% about. So usually when I'm going into the studio, the lyrics are already done. So I've gone through that part, and then getting into the studio is the fun part. Sometimes I do think, like, oh, I hope this sounds better later. But that was more so when I was doing all of my own recording, because everything was up to me. And now I just prefer to work with people who know how to get the sounds and make it sound really nice without me having to do anything other than delineate like certain notes and be like, oh, let's turn this down, let's turn this up, let's cut this out, whatever. But yeah, lyrics are the ones that make me like go insane and be like, Like there's something I'm doing now where we actually started recording before I had all the lyrics done, which I had never done. And I'm like, that pressure, I feel it because I'm like, I know it's going to be a great song, but it deserves lyrics that are well thought out. And sometimes just as I've gotten older, I've learned when I'm phoning it in a bit more and when I know that what I'm writing is actually something that will be something I can stand behind in a few years, you know?
Yeah, that's tough. It's scary writing
Yeah.
lyrics when you know that the actual, like, the instrumentation is really strong. It feels like you have to write something that's up to par with, like, the quality.
Right.
And that can be intimidating. Do you ever collaborate with other writers? Like, have you ever co-written something or?
I have recently been hanging out with my friend Spencer Thomas, who's been on the podcast. He's like more of a country leaning artist, and I really love his lyrics. Like he's really, really a gifted songwriter. So it's been helpful to show him some of these songs and then be like, I'm having a hard time with these lyrics. Where do you think I can go with it? And he'll just kind of ask me questions and we'll kind of get to the bottom of it. Like this one song that I'm recording an album in Nashville currently.
Wow.
With my buddy Beaton. So shout out to him. And yeah, I haven't said that out loud, but I'm recording an album. So
So exciting.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you.
I'll interview you next time.
Yes, that's great. We'll just switch seats.
Exactly.
And yeah, that sounds great. I'll call you. But yeah, so it's been working with Spencer and my friend Desmond Myers. Got to shout out him as well, another Atlanta indie artist. He's amazing, and I look up to them a lot when it comes to like their songwriting. Mm-hmm. So I've just kind of shown them some of these songs, and they've kind of helped point me in the right direction with like what I can write about, as well as like if they have any ideas with musically or instrumentation wise. So I would like to get more into that. But it's been, for a long time, it's been a pretty like, I'm like, I got to do it all myself when it comes to the writing part.
Yeah.
It's just scary to show people something that's not done. And I'm trying to break that, and I've been working on that by talking with these friends. What about you?
Ooh. On Catcher, the lyrics were all up to me, basically. Because Ben and Evan are always like, the lyrics are that's your voice. That's what makes the music so true to you. So, like, we are not going to touch it. Especially because, like, going into Catcher, I brought like full songs, like demos that were written already, and maybe I'm not supposed to say it. It doesn't matter. There's no record label with a gun to my head telling me I can't say things, but we have a third record that's already finished.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And that one was a lot more collaborative, like even in terms of lyrics, because the plan sort of was like, I'm just going to show up to the studio, and I had maybe 3 songs, and the intention was to like just write everything with Ben and Evan like at the studio as we went. And so they helped with lyrics a lot more on that one, but I struggle a lot, like being a control freak about the music. That's especially true with the lyrics, because I ultimately am the one that has to stand behind it. Like you said, like it needs to be me, because it's my face and my voice that's associated, I guess.
Yeah.
So I think I like the idea of what you were saying, like that you do with your friends, where you'll kind of run it by somebody and they'll just probe that
Right.
concept. Like they have questions that incite some more thought or a different perspective on the same subject.
Yeah, it's like a stress test.
Exactly. Yeah. And it helps you to like, it prompts you to explore whatever you're writing about more carefully, which that sounds really helpful. Because it's still you coming to the conclusion.
Right.
But it's just someone else inspiring like that eventual point.
Yeah. It's almost like therapy.
Exactly.
You go to therapy and it's not the therapist making certain changes or revelations for you. They're hopefully just suggesting certain ideas or asking you questions that lead you to these your own self-discoveries.
Exactly. Love therapy.
Love
do you go
it.
to therapy?
I do, yeah. 2.5 years, almost 3 years.
Wow.
What about you? You're like, I've lost count.
I've been in therapy for over 10 years.
Wow.
And I have 2 therapists.
Whoa.
I got a whole, and a psychiatrist. I have a whole team keeping this ship afloat,
yeah, you got the whole
man.
management team.
Yeah. But therapy really helps with making music.
Totally.
Who would have thunk?
Yeah.
But I think that when you're prompted to think about yourself and analyze yourself, you can't help but like get more curious about what's going on inside. And then that is so beneficial when you're trying to make art that like kind of interrogates your interior life.
Right.
I love therapy. Everyone should go.
Yeah, I agree. It's incredibly helpful. It's helped me in a lot of ways, and it is crazy to think about the person you were before that. Yeah. And I earlier this year, my therapist moved locations and wasn't able to do anything for a little bit. So I just didn't go for 5 weeks. I'm like, I'll be cool. And by the end, that was the longest I had gone without it for a couple of years. And by the end of the 5 weeks, I was like, I need to fucking talk to someone, because I feel like I'm kind of, it's very subtle, but there's a thing underneath the skin that is poking at me and maybe it's like I shouldn't be so used to relying on that, but it's like I'm a better person because of it. So there's nothing wrong with feeling like I can, have a release valve for some of these thoughts, and, someone to validate if I'm acting insane or thinking insane things, or am people pleasing constantly. That's one of your themes in your album that I've connected with immediately, like that lyric, the couple bad people saying couple bad things or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, yeah, if I had that, tattooed on my eyelids, then I would I would live a better life, an easier going life.
Oh, ain't that the truth? Yeah, I go 2 weeks without therapy and I'm like, dog, I'm hanging on by a thread. I'm falling out. And music is its own form of release for sure, but there's no counterbalance.
Right. It is all you.
Yeah, it's like an echo chamber, which it's great to express things, and which is what you do in therapy, but there's no feedback.
Mm-hmm.
At least in therapy, there's someone to be like, well, maybe that's not the healthiest mindset, or maybe that's not a healthy behavior. Here's how to deal with these things that you're expressing. So music can only get you so far. Sometimes you need a professional. In my case, 2, 3.
Yeah, we got the whole lineup on standby.
Yes, when I go on tour.
Yeah, that's right. They're all coming with.
Pack your bags.
Like, who's your entourage? My mental health professionals.
Unfortunately, I will probably be asking a mental health professional to come with me if I'm ever doing a world tour.
That's okay. You gotta do it. You gotta do that self-care.
Yeah.
It's better to have that than not, if you know that that's what you need.
Oh, for sure. And I appreciate also you being open about it. Some people don't like to talk about mental health stuff, but it's intrinsic to art. It's all connected.
It's all connected. And I get it if you're not wanting to talk about it for your personal sake, but it is it's helpful to let other people know that that's what, has helped you, if it has, because I mean, I don't drink anymore, and I've had a few, like a couple of years ago, I remember seeing people's Instagram posts and being like, I've been sober for 6 months because of blah, 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 these reasons. And a few of those really like were bricks in the wall of me making that decision.
Mm-hmm.
And if they hadn't shared those experiences, it doesn't mean maybe I wouldn't have got to that conclusion, but it helped. So if you can talk about it and you're comfortable with it, I think you just don't know who you're going to end up inspiring to like make a real drastic change in their life.
For sure. I think I totally get why people don't right out of the gate start yapping about their like mental health history or their struggles. It feels like with my music, at least, like it's just so upfront, like from the get-go. You can like hear that I'm going through something. And I also am not a like private person. I air everything out because I air it out in the music already. So there's no point in like for me to try to not reveal like the sort of the source of a lot of the pain in the music, I guess. And like going to wilderness therapy at 12, that is something that I bring up constantly just because there's very little awareness about it. More so now than there was 10 years ago when I went. But it's such a crazy thing to go through. And then you come out of it and you're like, am I one of 5 people in the world that's like done this?
Mm-hmm.
So I try to be really forward about my experience with like the troubled teen industry and then finding the correct medical professionals and avenues of treatment that have been actually helpful versus the very traumatic experience of wilderness therapy and then like a therapeutic boarding school. Those things were terrible. But the themes or like the trauma from those things, they resurface in everything I write in one form or another. So I like to try to be really like open about that sort of stuff. Because like you said, when you see other people talk about things that maybe you're already grappling with or considering or like trying to cope with, it's so beneficial to have someone model like vulnerability about those things, or just to know that like you're not the only person in the entire world that's dealing with it. So
yes, yeah, knowing that you're not the only person that has these thoughts or feels these things is incredibly powerful. That what do you call it, that catharsis, mm-hmm. or just that relatability that just shows we all are doing our best. We're all connected in that way.
Yeah, that's what's cool about music, is it's like everyone is doing their best to express something, to be vulnerable. It's like opening yourself up for connection. And I always hope that like if people listen, there's some thematic underpinning in there that like they can latch onto and connect to, because connection is so important. It's why I make music. I think it's why a lot of artists make music. Everyone's seeking connection, and it's such a great medium mm-hmm. for that. And I like the solidarity of like being part of a community that's really open to being vulnerable. It's hard to find as an adult.
Yes.
It's tough.
Yeah. The older I get, the more I appreciate the people that really are in my life in a deep way, mm-hmm. because you can have a lot of acquaintances, and that's awesome. There's nothing wrong about that at all. But there are just fewer and fewer people in my life that I feel comfortable being completely vulnerable with, and vice versa, probably. And it's like not necessarily anything wrong with that, but maybe it's just the fact that you get older, and then you start to maybe protect yourself from people that aren't that 100% are going to be able to give you the feedback that is necessary and loving, compared to someone who maybe just will haphazardly give you advice, or not really think about all of the angles about what you're telling them. But yeah, the people that hold on to those people that are close to you, because they're, if you're still close with people when you're in your late 20s, I feel like you're getting those are your people.
Oh yeah, and they're great people to bounce music ideas off of.
That's so true,
because they know you really well.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Siichaq. Well, let's take this over to the last 5, where we're just gonna pick 5 quick questions from this bowl here.
Love.
We'll let the universe do the picking, so you can just kind of shuffle it around, and we'll go through each one. So number 1.
What's on your musical rotation? Wait, will you answer these with me?
I'll answer them with you. Yeah.
Okay, I would love that. What's on your musical rotation? Currently, Openhead, that band I mentioned earlier.
Right.
Nobody knows them, so there's no one to talk about them with. But they have a song called House. Check it out, people. It's very good. It's like very freaky, and I love it.
Nice.
A band called Lifeguard, which is kind of...
yeah.
You like Lifeguard?
I know one of the guys, his solo project a little bit more.
Sharp Pins.
Thank you. Sharp Pins.
Yep.
Yes. I like his album. I have not listened to Lifeguard as much, but I just listened to it like once because I knew he was in that project.
They're great.
They're a little more punk than Sharp Pins.
Yeah, very like noisy, which I think is really cool. I love noisy music.
I need to get into it a little bit more.
Sharp Pins is great though. I also listen to Sharp Pins consistently. Kai is unfortunately a genius, and he's like a kid. I'm like,
yeah, I was wondering how old they were.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, how are you so cool at like 19? This is so unfair. I was such a loser at 19.
I know. It's so damaging sometimes when you're like, what the hell? Like, how are you this old and you're already doing cool shit?
Oh my God. Yeah. That's how I felt with Billie Eilish. I used to love her. And she's like the same age as me. She maybe younger. And she was on Rolling Stone, and I was like, I'm gonna crash out.
Right.
I'm gonna crash out. What am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
Like, it's such an unfortunate feeling.
I know.
What else do I listen to? Oh my God. I've not been in a music era right now.
That's okay.
So does that happen to you ever?
Yes.
Do you go in phases where you listen
Totally.
to everything and you listen to nothing?
Yeah. I'll go through like phases where I only want to listen to music, and then phases where I only want to listen to like podcast or YouTube essays like you're talking about. And then sometimes they're both present at the same time. That's kind of where I'm at right now. But not long ago, I didn't want to listen to any music.
It's tough. I think I go back to like my tried and true artists. Like Alex G is always he's always gonna be there. Melody's Echo Chamber.
Cool, yeah.
I love her. Some Time Alone. That song like rewired my brain a bit.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I don't know if I am as familiar with that one. I have one of her albums, The Bon Voyage, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
I'm less familiar with that record, which is why I didn't choose it.
Yeah. I got it for free because I bought like the record label that does that one. I can't remember. Maybe it was Fat Possum or something. If you bought like 3 albums, like a package of 3, you got a 4th one that was like a mystery album. And I think that one was the mystery album.
That's
and I was
fun.
like, oh, cool. Yeah.
Wow. What a good pick on their end
I know.
for the mystery album.
Yeah, it was cool.
Who else do I listen to? I don't know. What did I say? Lifeguard, Open Head, Alex G, Melody's Echo Chamber. That's a lot of men.
It's a lot of men. Let's get some. Well,
I love male manipulator music. I can't help it. I can't
the
help
allegations are so true. No, what's her? You said Melody's Echo Chamber.
Yeah.
So
we got one girl in there.
Yeah, one
I
girlie.
love women.
Yeah, we love women on this podcast. By the way,
We do.
We support women.
We do. I'm just listening to men for research.
Right.
It's just like
Yeah.
it's just research. I'm just gathering information.
Yeah, we're scientists over here.
Exactly. What's been on your roto?
See, now I need to name all women.
To make me look like an asshole.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Okay. I've been listening to a lot of, honestly, this guy Tim Hecker, who is like an ambient artist, because I watched some YouTube video that was like 5 albums that got me into ambient music, and I'm like, all right, let's check it out. And one of them was that album, and I was like, all right, let's just throw it on and see what happens. And every once in a while I go through like an instrumental music phase, but it's always more of like ethereal, or like, One O Tricks Point Never. I fuck with him a lot.
Yeah.
So this album, it ended up being like something I listened to a lot because it helped. I was going to like the airport, so like it's very like just airport music. Like I can just sit and I don't know, think and like zone out, or like sleep on an airplane. So I've been listening to that a lot. I've been listening to do you know Geese?
I do.
Okay.
Trevor is really into Geese.
Sick. Yes.
Yeah.
They have 2 new songs and they're putting out a new album. So one of their songs, Taxes, I've listened to a lot. One of my favorite albums this year is this guy Kamo, who, do you know Jane Remover?
No, I don't think so.
Kamo's on Jane Remover's label. But Kamo's like kind of like blown out emo like singing, but over like hip hop blown out beats.
Interesting.
I think you'd probably fuck with it. It's really cool.
That sounds cool.
One of my favorite albums this year so far. And then also been listening to, I'm like, oh my God, I got to check my title.
I know. I'm thinking of more. I'm a quick mention of MJ Lenderman.
Yes, MJ Lenderman is great.
And also that one specific Water From Your Eyes song.
Yeah, Barley. Shout out Water From Your Eyes.
Always on repeat. That song's crazy.
Yeah, it is like just a cacophony of noise.
Which I love.
Yeah. Dijon, the new Dijon album is incredible. You know Dijon?
I don't think so.
Do you know McGee?
I do know McGee.
Okay. They're like close collaborators and they work
Okay.
on each other's music all the time. So, and then honestly, new Justin Bieber album.
No.
So
you did
good.
not just say Justin
Yeah,
Bieber.
swag. It's a swag summer for me. That's my answer.
So awesome. And I actually respect the shit out of you for standing
I stand
for standing
tall.
on business.
I'm standing on business. It's not clocking to you guys.
It's not
That album, truly, I listen to it maybe once a day. Like, it's so fucking
the
good.
whole thing, like front
Well,
to back?
all right, I might skip a song
Are
or
there
two,
a couple?
but
There's
yeah,
couple skips.
but like Daisy's, oh my God, what is it? First Place. They're all good. Have you listened to it?
No,
Oh,
I'm not. This is what I mean when I say sometimes I get real pretentious. I will not.
Well, Dijon and McGee are all over it. The 2 people I just mentioned, they like help produce it and do all that.
No
So
way.
it's Justin Bieber's like kind of indie R&B album.
Okay.
It's not as like, if whatever you think of a Justin Bieber album, it doesn't sound like that, which is why it's really interesting. So even if you don't like it, you should check it out just because it's like a hard pivot for him in my mind.
He needed that. He needed a little rebrand.
Yeah.
Yeah. He needs to start standing on business.
Yeah, you should check it out. I'm going to recommend that one for sure. Just because you'd be like, whoa, this is interesting. Even if you don't fuck with it, like, it's not what I would have expected Justin Bieber to put out.
I will actually give it a listen now.
Please.
Just out of pure like curiosity.
Yes. Yeah, it's cool. But that would be, that's my answer. Let's check question number 2.
Okay. I love to yap. This is gonna be your longest episode ever.
I'm here for it, honestly. We still haven't hit that time, but we're getting close.
Best live show you've seen? Oh God. Okay, well, I've seen a lot of shows. The one that like really, I'm bringing it back to Tame Impala. It's Tame Impala.
Mm-hmm.
I have never experienced a live show like that. Like, he had the ring thing going on. I was barricade, and I was at a music festival. And after the set, I looked up the rest of his tour dates and then went and followed him for like a week.
Wow.
Went to like 3 shows in a week, all over the place. I've now seen Tame Impala 7 times.
Oh my God.
I know.
Wow.
I have 2 Tame Impala tattoos.
No way. Yeah. What are they?
This one, wait, I don't want to bump the mic.
Oh, you're good.
The faces.
Oh, yes. That's from, is it Mind Mischief?
It's a music video.
Yeah. I can't remember which one it is.
Off of
the Lonerism album.
I think so. I can't remember the song exactly. And then I have, it's on my leg, so I'm not
right. No, you're
camera.
good.
But yeah, it's got to be Tame Impala. But also, I saw Lifeguard recently. They were fucking awesome.
Cool.
What about you? What's your?
I love that you know I'm answering these too. I'm never answering them.
This is your podcast.
I know, but I'm like, you try to be a good host. You make it about the guest. But my favorite shows I've seen, I always go back to Bon Iver. Saw Bon Iver at Chastain Amphitheater here. Dijon opened for him, which was sick.
Wow.
But Bon Iver, it was insane because it was freezing cold in April, which was strange. So it was very like a cold snap out of nowhere. And the whole show was like I was watching an alien transmission.
Whoa.
Just beamed in because they had these crazy lighting, like these lights around each person. Each person was like surrounded in like a diamond light. It was so
Whoa.
crazy. And yeah, I was just tripping out. I'm like, these guys are unreal. So Bon Iver is a big one. I saw Phoenix in high school. Oh. That was an incredible show. And I saw it for free, like last minute. My friend had an extra ticket and was like, oh, do you want to come? And I knew 1901. I knew like Listomania. Mm-hmm. I knew a few of their songs, but I think at that time I didn't realize how influential they would be to me, like my whole life.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen them since, unfortunately. But I would say those 2, and then even though I don't really listen to him much anymore, I saw Jack White at Music Midtown in like 2015, and I was almost front row for that, and I just remember being blown away by how insane of a show it was.
I've heard that. I've never seen Jack White, but everyone that has it's like rave reviews all around.
It's just rock and roll. There's something so visceral about it.
Yeah.
You can tell he doesn't have a set list. He's just kind of like winging it. They're all locked in together. It was just a very energetic experience.
That sounds so fun. Shall we do the
Let's do number 3.
Yes. I'm gonna dig from the bottom.
Yeah.
Let's see. Unexpected musical influence.
Morgan Wallen.
Oh my
Don't fight
God. Oh my God. If I ever start making music like that, check me in
it's
somewhere.
Over.
That's my cry for help.
Yeah.
I've lost
the straight jacket's coming on.
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't know. Unexpected musical influence. Gosh. That's such a tough question because it's like I don't always know who's influencing the music. It's I think maybe Lorde.
Yeah.
That I think maybe wouldn't be the immediate association like listening to my music, but I just loved her so much as a young person. And how romantic she made like very normal things sound or feel. Like her lyricism is just so like enthralling because she just crafts this very like dark but youthful and like vibrant world on specifically on Pure Heroine. I kind of stopped after that album, which was her first album,
right?
but yeah, I think Lord's lyricism definitely has like seeped its way into the way I write, which not all the time, but
right.
Yeah. What does Lord use they them pronouns now?
I haven't heard that.
Someone told me.
I don't know.
No disrespect, Lord. I love you and your pronouns.
This is when I need somebody to like produce this podcast and look it up so that we can, fact check. I'm not sure, so don't come for us if we've messed up Lord's name.
Apologies.
The Lord's name in vain.
Yeah. Exactly. What's your answer to this guy? To this one?
Well, it's funny because when I think about it in the way you answered it, right? Like, oh, probably this person, maybe other people wouldn't really pick it out for me. Mm-hmm. But recently, like in the last year, I've had other people tell me who the songs remind them of, and it's unexpected for me more than it is for them. Mm-hmm. And it's Tom Petty.
Really?
Which I think is cool, but I'm not like listening to Tom Petty all the time. But I've had like the two guys I mentioned, Spencer Thomas, Desmond Myers, my friends who I look to for like songwriting advice and stuff. They both separately were like, your stuff kind of like has a Tom Petty thing going on. My other friend was like, you should cover a Tom Petty song, like without me bringing anything up. And this all happened like within the span of a month. And I'm like, maybe somehow like Tom Petty has just influenced my music without me knowing, because I never put him on purpose. He's just kind of on at CVS or fucking like on the radio. And I mean, I grew up listening to him just because my parents would. So I guess he would be kind of unexpected even to me, although maybe not as much to other people who are listening, because I'm listening to like, Water From Your Eyes and like just stuff that's typically newer and maybe weirder. Mm-hmm. But I think there's a simplicity in Tom Petty's stuff that I probably vibe with, because I'm not the best at like getting when it comes to songwriting like super poetic. Like it's usually pretty simple for better or worse. Sometimes I wish I could do the other, but isn't that always how it is?
Grass is always greener.
Yeah.
I think simple music is really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I write simple music all the time, lyrically and instrumentally. And I love simple music. Yeah. Shit that gets too complicated, like Tool. They're so talented, but I'm like, right. Oh, I'm having a stroke. Like I'm having a fucking stroke. Yeah. What the fuck is going on? There's something very like stressful about like overly complicated instruments or like really like flowery language sometimes. Like sometimes it's just really nice to be like, this is how I feel. This is what I did today.
Right. I'm trying to embrace that a little bit more nowadays.
That's definitely a strong suit. If you can just outright
tell it like it is.
Yeah, I think that's actually really admirable. Yeah, I like that.
I agree.
Tom Petty's a good one.
Tom Petty's cool. Let's check question number 4 here.
Beautiful. Okay. Most underrated song/album by your favorite artist? Oh, Lord. Do you have an answer for this?
Let me think.
This is such a tough one.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorite bands is Radiohead.
I was picking up on that.
Yeah, the giant Radiohead art book in front of us. So I guess like the underrated album from them, I think would be King of Limbs. I think people don't really give that one much. I used to be more of like that one's so underrated. Like people don't give it as much credit. Like in 10 years, everybody's going to be saying how influential it is in their music. And then 10 years went by and like now it's been 15 years and I'm like, oh, nobody's really talking about that one. So maybe I was wrong. Yeah, I think I was wrong.
So
However,
don't become a trend forecaster.
Right. Right. Yeah, I'm not in that game clearly, but the song Lotus Flower on that album, it was the hit. But even still, it's the hit on like their kind of their most underrated album. So I think more people should know about that song by them. I love that song. So I guess that would be my answer.
I need to give that a listen. I'm like a very surface level Radiohead fan. Only because there's so much controversy surrounding Tom York, and I'm like, I have to be like a closeted fan.
I know.
If I'm gonna do it. But then he came out recently with a statement, so I'm like,
very wishy-washy. I know, that was really sad because I mean I didn't think there was much controversy about him before that, and now it's just kind of like, dude. It's so ironic that Hail to the Thief, that whole album is about like the Iraq War and like how unjust it was and the you know the Western imperialistic side of that, and now it's like, oh, it's like basically that 2.0 and we're just not saying anything about it. Like, what happened?
We're not only are we gonna be dead silent, we're actually
gonna
like
sit on the fence of this and like,
yeah.
So yeah, whatever.
He's low-key my like one separate the art from the artist though. Like they're like, I don't do that usually.
Yeah.
I think it's music and the person making it, there is no separation. But with this, I'm like, I have to listen to this. Yeah. I have to.
What do you listen to? Like you said, you're kind of surface level, but what are you into?
Yeah. Like, I don't know, the hits. I'm really bad with song names.
Oh, that's
but
okay.
Like In Rainbows, that I mean
yeah, it's like my favorite album of all time.
Yeah, it's popular again for a reason. It's really good. There's like OK Computer doesn't land for me.
Nice.
Yeah,
I fuck with that because some people say that's their best one. I'm like, it's great, don't get me wrong, but it's my number 3 out of, you know, my top 3 would be In Rainbows and then Kid A.
Kid A is great. Kid A is fantastic. Yeah, I what's the one, Knives Out? What's that record?
That's Amnesiac.
Yeah, that
song's awesome.
Is maybe one of the best songs of all time.
Yeah, that's a great choice.
I love that one. What's an underrated? Who I don't.
Some of these questions are really like put you on the spot.
They really do, because there are so many things that come to mind. So there's, I'll mention 2. Because one I think people already know about, but Incesticide by Nirvana is, no one that I've encountered gives a fuck about that album from Nirvana. Obviously, like Sliver is famous and that's on that record, but
I don't know that one. I know Heart Shaped Box.
Is that off of Incesticide?
Oh wait, that's the last one, right? Their third one.
Incesticide? I don't know. I don't know the years that they came out.
Oh,
I don't know the order. This is the thing. I don't know anything about anything. Even things I'm supposed to know about. But that album, it feels so gritty. And like, you know, Smells Like Teen Spirit, that's a pop song.
Yeah.
It's a self-professed pop song. Kurt Cobain knew. Kurt, we're on a first name basis.
Yeah.
You know, Kurt told me personally, no, but he knew it was a pop song, and I like that Incesticide does not try to be anything besides what it is, which is a nasty fucking angry record, and I love that. So Nirvana heads, you know, back me up here. That's a great album.
Yeah.
And then another album that I've just like for years circled back to that I haven't mentioned yet is I'm gonna butcher his name, I think, Arthur Verasai. He is it's a self-titled album, came out in the 70s, and it's like bossa nova, like Brazilian, sort of just like jazzy, very easy to listen to at points, and then gets a little bit into like the headier jazz that I think a lot of non-jazz fans find to be cacophonous or kind of an affront to the senses.
Yeah.
But it's got such a good balance of those things, and I like both. So the fusion of like the very noisy, like squeaky, overwhelming jazz horn sound,
Totally.
and then the beachy, easy listening stuff. I think it's such an incredible album.
What's it called? The album?
Arthur Versailles.
Oh, it's self-titled.
Self-titled album. I know I'm saying it wrong, but I tell everyone to listen to that. No Boca do Sol. I can't. I'm sorry. I don't speak Portuguese.
She bailed.
But I bailed. I give up. But that song, you'll find. You'll know what I'm talking about. That song is a banger. I've been listening to this album nonstop for years, and it doesn't get old.
Okay. All right. That'll be my homework. I'll listen to that. That sounds interesting.
Shall we hit this final?
Let's hit this final question, Siichaq. Let's do it. Number 5. Least favorite song / album from your favorite artist. Wow, this is like the devil and angel on your shoulder question.
Yeah, this is a hater-ass question.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, there's a couple hater questions I wish you got. One is hot take. What's your biggest musical hot take? But we kind of did already talk about that.
Yeah, we touched on that. I love a hater-ass question. I'm trying to be better.
Let's be haters with this. So it's what is your least favorite song or album by your favorite artist?
Oh, this one has gotten me not in actual trouble, but like I have gotten so much backlash for having this opinion because everyone loves this fucking album. And there's one song or two songs that I think are okay, like that are listenable, but the rest to me, I'm like, turn this shit off. And it's Alex G. God Save the Animals. I know.
What?
I know.
Oh,
I knew you were gonna have
I can't.
That's a bad take.
Sign off. No, it's not a bad take. It's just wow. Well, which ones do it for you? Which ones do you like?
I don't know. I don't even know the names of the songs because I don't. If they come on shuffle, I skip them. Like if I see that little album cover pop up, I go, oh, next.
Oh, my heart.
I know, and it's crazy.
Wow.
I love Alex G.
Yeah.
I love Alex G. You can hear it in the music that
totally.
I make. It's like derivative. Okay, I love him. That album, I think it's a mixture of like the vocal production that I don't really enjoy. And I'm a big believer like for Alex G that he thrives when he does lo-fi stuff. Anything that's like too high fidelity from Alex G feels wrong.
Yeah.
There's something about it that like is like it's like uncanny Alex G to me. I'm like, you are almost Alex G, but not quite. I say that, but then House of Sugar was my favorite album for a long time.
Okay.
And that's pretty high fidelity.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it was just the vocal production.
I wanted to like House of Sugar more than I did because I loved the singles. Those are still, I think, his best songs, maybe ever. Was it Hope, Gretel, Southern Skies? Like those songs, I thought were incredible. And then the album came out. I'm like, I don't really care about any of the other songs. The Bad Man was kind of cool, especially the music video is like a different version of it. I like that version of it. It's very creepy. And Cow's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, it's so cute. But oh my God. I mean, to me, God Save the Animals is his best one.
That's what everybody says. That's what everybody says.
And I mean, that's coming from somebody who liked him before that. That wasn't like the first one I heard. And I listened when it came out. I remember listening to it and being like, it's all right. it's fine. And then I kept coming back, and then over time I'm like, wow, this might be a perfect album. There's not one skip on it for me. Whereas, you know, House of Sugar, the one with Horse on it, Rocket, every album of he has some great songs, but to me also typically has some skips. But what did you think about the new one? I'm sure you were stoked to hear his return back to, or maybe not, return back to like a little more indie songwriting.
That's a tough for me, because I didn't immediately love the singles. They kind of grew on me.
Yeah, the first one's really poppy.
Yeah, what, June Guitar? That was the second one.
That was the second one.
What was the first one? I can't even remember.
Oh my God. Yeah, what is it called? I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
But
They didn't really land. And then I listened through the whole album like once or something, but listening to a whole album is a labor for me.
Okay. Yeah, you were saying that earlier.
That is actually probably my worst musical take, is I don't like listening to a full album.
Yeah.
That is, and I know that about myself, but it just didn't leave much of a mark. Love you, Alex G. You're never going to hear this. Please don't be upset. But the most recent stuff has not been really my jam. Like my favorite album is Race.
Right. Yeah. The very first one. Yeah. But like, there's one song on there that's like his number one on streaming. And I'm like, I was so not tapped into that first album. So I go back and listen to it now. I'm like, this is really lo-fi.
Yeah, that's I think why I like it so much. Right. But then it went viral on TikTok. God damn it.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah, Tales All This Time. Same with Tame Impala.
Yeah.
Same with Pine Grove. Same. I mean, everybody. It's
Joe.
That one hurt.
That was so crazy to me, because it was like, I mean, I've been a Joe fan, and then I loved that album, and then it was a year later that song blew up, and it was not the one I would have guessed either. Yeah,
it's the same thing that happened with Pine Grove too, like Need To or whatever. It's like all this music that came out a while ago. The Need To is old, isn't it?
I think so. I'm not that tapped into Pine Grove.
I'm not either. Yeah. I feel like you would like that if you like McGee.
That's what everyone's saying. I've had a lot of people be like, you don't like Pine Grove? And I'm like, I don't know. I've never given them a listen more than like 4 songs on their greatest hits.
Yeah, that's how I am. But yeah, that's the tale as old as time. All the cool people, their music gets swept up into the TikTok
the sphere.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's my hot take. That's my hater ass take, is I don't like God Save the Animals. That's a
great hot take.
I get like harassed and harangued in real life when I tell people that.
I mean, I just spent 10 minutes trying to like justify it.
There's no way to. Yeah. I'm just a hater.
No, that's okay. That's what the question's for.
What's
I feel
your
like
take?
My least favorite song or album by my favorite artist. God, that's so tough. I mean, I don't know if this is that controversial, and it's not even my favorite artist anymore, but we're gonna bring it back to Tame Impala. I thought Slow Rush was pretty lame, personally.
Yep.
And I don't think that's super controversial.
No.
But I know some people that are like really big apologists for it. They're really into it. I don't quite fuck with it. I've tried a few times. There's like 2 songs I kind of like. So that would be one. And then, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something else that is good. But, I mean, Radiohead, if we're going to bring it back to them, least favorite would probably be I guess, I don't know, Hail to the Thief, but that's not that controversial either. It's just more like it's like their white album where they just did a bunch of different stuff, and some of it hits for me and some of it doesn't. I'm not built to be a hater the way you are, I think.
I love it, unfortunately.
No, some people are just good at it. You know, sometimes I can be a hater, but on the spot it's tough. So I'm impressed by your ability.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm like a recovering hater. I'm trying to like be better and more positive. But that's like, to bring it back to what I was saying earlier, if you make music, you have to be a little bit pretentious or like picky or critical of what you ingest, because it gets recycled in your psyche or something. It comes like back out in what you do. At least for me, I'm so easily influenced. But yeah, I love Alex G, love Radiohead, love everybody, you know, positive vibes all around.
It's all positive vibes, but I do like the 10 minutes per episode that we can allow ourselves to be haters.
We have to be honest.
Yeah, some people don't like those questions, and I'm like, all right, well, sorry.
No, I'm like, keep the hater questions rolling. Like,
some people love them too. Yeah, it's almost like spice levels. Some people don't want any spice, and some people, they want it as hot as it gets.
I do. I love some spicy food. I also love just being honest with myself about the fact that I'm a person. People have negative opinions and negative feelings, and if you try to deny that, that's lame and you're boring. Then let's be real.
I agree. Well, Siichaq, that's going to end our time on that note. I think we may have officially taken the title for longest episode so far. I know we were joking about it before we started that this is going to be the two bitches telling each other exactly. And it really was, I think. Which is awesome.
My apologies.
So yeah, no, oh my God. Thank you for coming on. Everybody needs to listen to Catcher, your new album out now. It's incredible. Had a lovely conversation with you, and thank you again for coming on.
Thank you for having me. This was so fun.
Of course.
On that note, with Parker Whirling.